You found the cursed demonic amulet. If you roll 16 or lower, its power turns you into a duck. Heh, good luck with that. Quack. So that's what John Delancey had in mind when he tweeted about a year waiting. He was talking about Discord episode. I knew that Hasbro had a schedule for Season 6 year ahead, and I'm telling you that they most likely have such schedule for all the ponies in 2017. We just need to wait for another tweet like that. Oh wait, I was supposed to talk about the episode, not some conspiracy theories. Back in Season 5, after What About Discord, I was afraid that the writers treat Discord as a tool for building up hype and gather audience. It's not that the episode was bad or something, but as a Discord episode, it was rather underwhelming. This is why I was waiting for Season 6. One of my untold hope was to have something better than the last time, and so I've waited until Dungeons and Discord. And did my hope become the reality? Well, yes and no. Yes, because it's a very good on its own. As a Discord episode, it's a very good too. All the references, all the innuendos and implications, which I probably didn't catch all of it. And a better written plot. And of course, Discord being his usual self, messing up with the reality around him and trying to be a center of the attention. And the whole totally not Dungeons and Dragons setup. Awesome! But that also brings me to why it's a no at the same time. Even though this episode features Discord, in my opinion he's not actually the star of this episode. That title goes to Spike. That being said, I don't consider this being a bad thing. I might even say that this actually helped to redeem the past Spike episodes, because it's a second episode in a row when he shines. He's trying to cheer up Discord. He's patiently trying to reach him despite his attitude. And most importantly, he invited Discord to show him some compassion because he and Big Mac felt sorry for him being there all alone. That's how Spike should be written. Ever since Season 1, he was introduced as a Twilight assistant, meaning that he should be supporting characters, but often ended up supporting others by being a punching bag. Or when it comes to his episode, Spike was the source of the conflict. That's not to say the first thing is not happening this season, but at least this time he is really supporting characters who actually help solving the problem instead of causing it. I can only hope that the writers will continue this trend in the future episodes. As for the Discord, it's like I said, he's his usual self, trying to make everyone around him to do what he wants and how he wants. With all my likability to Starlight Glimmer, I think his reformation process is done better, because he's an ally, but that's all. Other than that, even if he's restraining himself, he's still trying to be in control of his surrounding. On the other hand, I'm trying to compare a few years of bad habits to most likely a few millennia of bad habits. However, I must return to Season 5 once again. Back then, he learned about not being fixed on Fluttershy and trying to be more open to new friendships. He kinda done it in What About Discord, but it still was the main 6. Being open to new friendship means he should look even further. And yes, he wasn't interested in hanging out with Spike and Big Mac at first, before he heard about the Guys' Night, until he discovered what Spike really had in mind. That setup also reminds me of an old game, Simon the Sorcerer 3D, in which there was a similar story of a group of friends playing tabletop RPG. However, because the game was set up in the fantasy world, they've been fantasizing about a world very similar to ours. This is why the same concept in MOP is even more interesting for me, because I would expect such an idea to go similar road, but instead we have a fantasy world in the fantasy world, and August and Oubliettes are now canon. It's all I need to give people a reason to call the comic book canon, just like they think Equestria Girls movies are canon because of Flash Sentry cameo in Season 4. I also think that Big Mac is a bit of wasted opportunity to give him more characterization by expanding his line beyond yes-no. He's still a pony of a few words, and even if he has something more to say, he whispers it. The writers really need to hold us until where the apple lies. And once again, Big Mac is fantasizing about being a unicorn. That joke won't die anytime soon, did it? Overall, however, those are small issues that don't hurt the episode as a whole. I call this episode a win, and the redemption for What About Discord. Really, this time there isn't much more to say about it. I especially love the setup because even though I've only played it on the forums, I like the tabletop RPG, and I wish one day I could play the real one. However, I kinda see where the Discord's frustration comes from. Someone who's not into tabletop games might see people who like it as a weirdos, just like with non-bronies looking at bronies. This episode also shines because of all the references. The writers and the animators usually have fun adding those, and when they are doing Discord episode, they can go nuts with it. However, like I said, Discord is present, but I would rather call Spike a star of this episode. But it doesn't matter if you look at it as a Spike or Discord episode. It's still a great and enjoyable one, and you have to watch it a few times and pause it a few times during those to catch all the references. I'm Shapwit, and please tell me that this effect will wear off. Thanks for watching.